Alright, this is build update number 3. This will be the final update before the build guide, I guess. At least to where I get it, when I want to get it. This is the 94 version. This is the transmog, of course. The build is still, Aegis of Menhir, Storm Totem, and pets. Aegis of Menhir and Storm Totem, Fire's Might, to proc, 3 of my 5 devotions. It's got a lot of downtime. It's a do things and run around build. It's a very heavy run around build, and because it's all cooldown based, it takes a long time for. That's the what's it called, by the way? What? Oh no, that's what the problem has been. Okay, hold on. Ascension there. Cat attack there. Yeah, that's one of the things I haven't had. I have pet attack on the wrong button. No wonder nothing has been happening. That's great. Okay. Pet attack is important in this build because the Guardians and the Wind Devils have a short range. Plus, you have the Elemental Seeker, which is that little blue ball thing that explodes. That's from Blind Guardian. And you want to make sure you keep it near the enemies. So during your downtime, just keep tapping Pet Attack is the big key for here. But yeah, it does a lot of damage. It's a pretty big portion of damage, and just keeping it around there, then it explodes at the very end. It's like it does damage the entire time it's there in a pretty big area and then explodes. Storm Totem is what procs our Blizzard. And Storm Totem, you can target things with your pet attack, and your Wind Devil and everything will also be targeted with your pet attack. The build right now is, again, focusing on Raging Tempest. I need to put more points into Maelstrom, because Maelstrom and Storm Totem are 2 of my major damage factors. The other major damage thing is the first point of Aegis in here. This is for more targets. We don't really have crit to do anything. Like targets and the basically expansion radius. Guardians are okay. We have nothing to convert them to cold damage. Like their physical damage is like 50% converted, or like 60% converted to cold, but the fire is not converted to cold, so it's not worth putting more points into it. So they're mostly there for Celestial Presence. I mean, they do a little bit of damage, but just not enough because we don't have any conversion. 6 points in this for the Circuit Breaker, 10 points in this to have a solid button to press to give us more damage and more OA. Fire's Might. I want to put more points into Tectonic Shift. I just don't have the points right now to put them in there, because having that cooldown would be so nice, especially since I stopped wearing the Skybreaker helmet. I need the OA from this. And Shaman, I'm thinking about putting more points back into Oak Skin for the DA. Again, flat 10 points here. I could drop this down to 6.6 points. Like 6 points here and 6 points in Presence of Virtue, which I'm thinking about doing. Because if I drop it down to 6 points, that's only like that last 4 points is only 8% health each, and that's so it's like I lose 16% health, but I'll gain 8 points to play around with. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. This is a 1-pointer just to put the points into it, just to have the chance of the skill cooldown reduction. The devotions have not changed. Still rocking the Blizzard, Elemental Storm, Leviathan, Elemental Seeker, Rumor, Giant, and the things to get them. This gives me OA, but I just don't have enough OA. I should probably put points into Cunning. Like, my Cunning is so low. As you see, I have 1400 physique. One of my rings is like 11% physique, which is huge. I'm wearing Fetid Mask right now. I'm not sure how much I like that or not. It's kind of a filler place because I want to wear the full Shattered Realm set. So between this and the Fetid Mask, I'll basically lose 2 points into Raging Tempest, but I'll gain 2 points everywhere else. Or I'll gain 1 point everywhere else to wear the full Shattered Realm set. Because there's not really a good chest. There are quite a few good amulets, but I just haven't found any that, or I don't have any in my inventory to really pack. So the +3 to all maximum resistances is nice. Having 86% maximum vitality resistance because of this ring is really nice. Without buffs, I am at 2700 defensive ability, 2000 offensive ability. I'm not at cap of piercing, and I'm not at cap aether. I'm 53 over on stun res though. And everything else is overcapped. Chaos is barely overcapped, and I could use more chaos res. If you look here, my lifesteal is what, 3%? So it's not very high. It's basically just from the Toad devotion. It's enough to give me a little bit of health, but I'd like it a little bit higher. My resistance is 80% slow resist, 77, and 22% freeze resist. Freeze resist I really need to get up before going into Act 8. Physical resist before buffs is 15%. And my armor is 87% absorption, and a pretty good armor rating, actually. That's actually a pretty high armor rating. If we pop our buffs, we have 2 Guardians, 2 Wind Devils. The big thing here is we have almost 26,000 health with this build. Now we are 28% overcapped on Aether and 20% overcapped on Piercing. So we're perfectly fine on that. And now we're like 110% overcapped on Stun Res. Still nothing changed with our lifesteal. Our cold damage is relatively high, and so is the lightning damage. We have conversion from lightning to cold. Our Phys Res is up to 23%. We're at 80% Petrify, 37% Freeze. Well overcapped on Slow. 15% Trap Res. So, our resistances are pretty good with this Podunk gear. We have the Stormcaller aura, which gives us an additional 150%. Cold damage and lightning damage, which is really nice. We got plus the Heart of the Wild, plus the Storm Touched. Not that great. This metal is pretty solid, actually. A lot of damage, and the percent spirit gives us more damage. So we are doing what boss? We are where? Where are we at? Smuggler's Pass. So I'll do the Smuggler's Pass boss as a quick demonstration of this build. Yeah, I mean the double movement skill is nice. It's just this was technically supposed to be like it's not a great farm build because it's super cooldown based. Like it's kind of like set up and then do a lot of damage kind of build. But as you can see, it's pretty tanky. And on top of being pretty tanky, it has pretty good damage once you've set everything up. I forgot to mention the gear. We're doing 2-piece SR for now. I'm gonna go 4-piece SR eventually. Fetid mask. I have a double rare weapon. I have a chill to frostbite or whatever, which is technically a little bit more damage for Aegis. Um, but and it also makes basically 100% physical damage conversion for my stuff. So if I use that, it'd be a little bit better. But this one has like offensive ability and all this other mess, and it's like just overall better. Um, I'm up to 2,900 defensive ability almost. So yeah, that's a quick demonstration. Yeah, the build's pretty solid. It goes through things right now, and it's one of the best things about the build is it's able to work off of other stuff. Like because it's so cooldown based, you could just run away from everything, and it gives it a lot of freedom to do stuff. I was thinking about adding Wendigo Totem to the build, or Grasping Vines. I haven't decided on that yet though. Because if I go Grasping Vines, if I go Grasping Vines, I'll want to do it. I want to change Amulet and Metal, and use the Grasping Vine metals. Um, and that'll change the entire way I'm looking at the build right now. But it'll add a new effect basically. But anyways, yeah. Thanks for watching.